Hello, and welcome to the Community IT Innovators Technology Topics Podcast, where we discuss nonprofit technology, cybersecurity, tech project implementation, strategic planning, and nonprofit IT careers. Find us at communityit.com.
Hello, and welcome to the Community IT Innovators Technology Topics Podcast, midweek nonprofit AI check-in. I'm your host, Carolyn Woodard, and I am the Outreach Director for Community IT. And as I say every week, I am not an AI expert. None of us are, so we're going along on this journey together and hoping to create community and share resources and provide some explanations and answer some questions on nonprofits and AI. So if you do have questions you'd like answered, you can reach us on Reddit r/nonprofit IT management. You can contact me through our website, communityit.com. Just use the contact us form and put in your message there that you have a question you'd like answered on nonprofit AI. Today, I'm going to give us an interesting new tool that I have come across. It's a AI safety guide for nonprofits, and I will share the link in the show notes. It's from Meet the Moment, which is a startup hoping to help guide nonprofits through the AI jungle, basically, started by Josh Pesquet and Kim Snyder, who do the AI courses through Inten and TechSoup. So they're very reputable within the nonprofit technology space. They do have courses available. I think the ones on TechSoup are on demand. If you're a member, I'm not sure if they're free. If they aren't, they're very affordable. But this tool I wanted to share is on their website. It's the AI Tools Safety Guide for Nonprofits, a searchable directory of AI tools evaluated and rated for trust, safety, privacy, and responsibility. Make informed decisions about which AI tools are right for your organization at the moment. They have 16 tools that they have evaluated, but they are doing more every day. And what I like about this guide is that they clearly lay out their criteria. They clearly designate the rating fees and paid tiers. And they just are doing the research, which is, who has time for that? So they do these evaluations, and it's specific to nonprofit organizations with data handling needs and, budget constraints and time constraints. Every tool is evaluated against criteria that matter to nonprofits: data privacy, security, terms of service, and ethical considerations, which is something we've been talking about quite a bit on this midweek check-in on nonprofit AI. They have the ratings. They have a policy generator as well that's available here. So you can generate a AI usage policy for your organization if you haven't done that yet. We do have a template on our website as well for AI acceptable use policy, but you can also Google it and come up with a policy. It can be as complex or as simple as makes sense for your organization. I would say that if I would get started and wait to make it perfect, not wait to start, because I guarantee you people on your staff are already using AI. And so you want to make sure that you're explaining what your principles are, even if you don't have a full-on policy yet, but how you want to be using AI, where you don't want AI to be used, and make sure that you're communicating that clearly with your staff and your leadership and your board. And the other thing I like about this AI safety guide from Meet the Moment is that it is being updated all the time. So that is a very helpful thing as well. So I will share that link with you in the show notes. That was just a nice resource that I wanted to share. If you've used it, please get in touch and let me know how it worked for you. I also wanted to take a moment in this podcast to talk about what an AI agent is. I've got some questions about that over the past couple of weeks that it's not all that clear. So we're trying to clarify. We've already talked in one of these podcasts about the difference between public AI and enterprise AI. So if you're paying for a subscription, like you yourself might not be paying for that subscription, it may be through your company or your school. But if you're logged in to your company, Microsoft, or your company, Google Workspace, or the Claude subscription for your company, or the Perplexity account that's for your company, and you're logged in, you're paying for a license, someone is paying for a license, you can check the terms and conditions, but in general, you will be in a more secure environment. It will only be using it will not be uploading your questions and interactions and files that you upload and data that you're using to its larger public language models that it is using. So it will not have access to your private documents and your private data to your company, private to your company. So that's a totally different, we'll do a different podcast on that, of whether you should be using your company Copilot or Gemini to plan your vacation. That's maybe it depends on your policies and acceptable use. But just, like anything else that you would do on your company computer, know that other people at your company are going to be able to see it potentially. And just be careful, follow those terms and conditions for not impersonating someone or creating, images or documents that are harmful or harassing. All of those will be covered by your general acceptable use policy, maybe in your employee handbook. So check with that before you embark on any nefarious tasks. But to go back to the question of what is an AI agent, so you may have been hearing this term, AI agent, and it can be a little bit complicated. And of course, in technology, everybody uses a lot of lingo and talks about things in the most complicated way. But I think the way I've come to understand it most easily is that an AI agent is kind of like what it sounds like. So it's an AI tool, like a mini tool almost, that is built to do a specific task. So it's not a generalist. It's not, like ChatGPT where you can put in any question and get any answer. It may be designed to do a very specific thing at your nonprofit, and it can be designed by AI. Like you can go into an AI prompt in Copilot and say, hey, Copilot, I want to do this thing. Like I want to connect up this spreadsheet to a SharePoint file and then have it published to this other SharePoint folder that my colleagues can see it in. And then that might be a task that an agent, Copilot could help you design an agent to be able to do. And then once the agent can do it, it can just do it. So you need to it can be extremely helpful and useful. It can automate some repetitive tasks or tasks where, you're just doing the same thing. It doesn't really take a human to connect up this spreadsheet to this other place you want it to appear. So you can build an AI agent that can do that for you. The capability of the agent is, of course, using the same multimodal capacity of generative AI. So AI agents can process multimodal information like text, voice, video, audio, code, and it can converse with you. It can reason, it can learn, it can make its own decisions. It can learn over time. So the more it does the task, the more it can tell you about the task that it's doing. It may even suggest improvements. You may build your agent in such a way that it improves itself. Agents can work with other agents to coordinate and perform more complex workflows. Some of the things that the agent can do, of course, it can do quote unquote reasoning. It can use logic and available information to draw conclusions, make inferences, and solve problems, just as, the chatbots are doing for you. If they're helping you write something, they're drawing conclusions and figuring out which group of words should come after that group of words. You can build AI agents with strong reasoning capabilities. They can help analyze data. They can identify patterns. They can make informed decisions based on that evidence. The agent can take actions or perform tasks based on decisions, plans, external input, or internal input. These can include physical actions. In the case of embodied AI, probably not a lot of nonprofits are going to be building those little robots that can do their own thing. But one of the things that an AI agent can do is trigger other actions. So it might trigger you to say, hey, I've completed this draft that you needed. You need to edit it. So you can build an AI agent that would trigger you. It could trigger a different AI agent to take over the task and complete something much more complex. AI agents can observe. They gather information about the environment and the situation that they're working in. That might be your files. It may be your database. It may be for nonprofits. You can think of lots of uses where you might build an agent that can look through your grants that you've given or grants that you've received and find patterns. Look for maybe the people that aren't getting grants, that should be getting grants, like finding patterns where maybe you're finding cases of bias that you didn't even know was part of your operations or your programs and alerting you to those. So you can build an AI agent that would find something like that. And it can do it over and over. It can do repetitive tasks for you. It can help you with planning. It can, collaborate, of course, with you. You can use AI as a thought partner. You can program it to do Socratic questioning of you, like, why is this your goal? Or why do you have that as your time frame? Or, what event are you trying to coordinate with? All of those types of questions. And of course, AI is self-refining, and it can carry out self-improvement and adaptation. It can learn from experience. It can adjust its behavior based on your feedback, and it can continuously enhance its performance and capability. So what are the differences between AI agents, AI assistants, and bots? I think I'll start with the kind of lowest level would be the bots, which are automating simple tasks, capable of having simple conversations. You probably know if you've interacted with chatbots, either that are run through, some like your airline that you're trying to interact with or customer service, that they can be very simple. They can be more complex, but often they're pretty simple. They may get distracted easily by your question. If your question is too complex, hopefully they're programmed so that in that case, they call an actual agent who can help you. Or if you're trying to do something that's not typical, they might need additional help to do that. They follow predefined rules. They have limited learning on what they can do independently from what you're telling them to do. And they're very reactive. They respond to triggers. They respond to commands. So when you're putting the prompt in, they're responding to that. They may prompt you at the end, like, do you want me to help you with this other thing? That's because they've been programmed to to ask you to stay involved with them and stay engaged. An AI assistant, the purpose is to assist users with a task. So it's not automating the task, it's being an assistant in the name. Its capacity is that it can respond to requests or prompts, providing information and completing simple tasks. It can recommend actions, but in general, the user is the one who makes the decision about what happens next. So it might prompt you with some bag that's on sale that you previously asked it to look for, but it wouldn't purchase the bag for you if it's helping you with shopping. If you are using an AI assistant for your scheduling, for example, it might surface like, oh, there's a conflict. You can't have lunch with this person while you're getting on the flight for this, catching your flight. But it wouldn't then go into your reservation and get you a later flight in the day or anything like that. It would prompt you to say, do you want to change this? Can I help you change your schedule? It is also reactive. It's responding to your programming and your requests. An AI agent is kind of the highest on this hierarchy chain of being able to do things by itself. It is autonomous and can proactively perform tasks. It can perform complex multi-step actions. It can learn and adapt, and it can make decisions independently. And its interaction is proactive and goal-oriented. So it has the highest degree of autonomy. It's able to operate and make decisions independently of your, input, basically. Once it gets started on its path, it does its thing. And you need to define its role, its task that it's doing, specific instructions, descriptions of the tools that it has, and then, if it's working with other agents, what sorts of things it's going to do. If this all sounds super complicated, we're at the beginning of this. But I will say that if you have kind of ongoing busy work, repetitive tasks at your organization, that is something that, takes a person, staff member, a couple of hours a month, and they have to do it every month. It's like, well, we have to download this spreadsheet from this place, and then we have to check it to make sure that it's accurate. We have to input this spreadsheet from this other place, and then all of that gets turned into a spreadsheet or PowerPoint that we, send to our board member. And that takes us like half a day every month because we have to check all of these pieces. That might be a task where an agent, you might want to ask an AI about creating an agent to be able to do that task. And, follow your guidelines, follow your policies. We recommend for nonprofits that when you're using AI, that a human is your final editor, has the final eyes on it. So when you create an agent that does a task, you might build that into its workflow, that the last thing that it does as part of the task is alert you that you have something you have to review before it can go forward. So those are kind of safeguards that you can build into the agent. If you're interested, I urge you to investigate, ask your AI tool that you're familiar with and enjoy using about some of your repetitive tasks that you might have, and if an agent could be created to do that task for you. Again, making sure that at the end you are the last eyes on the task and that you are the final editor. But that's, in a nutshell, kind of the difference between just using AI tools. A lot of our tools have AI built into them, and creating an agent for nonprofit AI. So just a little intro. If you're interested, get in touch. Look forward to hearing from you. You can hear from me on Friday with our regular podcast on different technology topics. And I'll be back here at midweek on Tuesdays with more on nonprofit AI. Take care.
Community IT does these free webinars and podcasts for our community, and we love sharing our knowledge and experience. If you have more questions or are having trouble with your IT at your nonprofit, please get in touch with us on our website, www.communityit.com, so we can start a conversation or schedule an assessment. Downloading any of our free resources there will get you signed up for our webinar reminders, and you can attend our next webinar in real time and ask our experts your own questions. If you love podcasts, please subscribe and leave us a rating to help others find this leadership resource for nonprofits.